Oh shit, hang on.
Oh yeah, we need some questions.
Or we could just do 10 minutes on our bezies with Stevie if you want to. Talking Reds, it's Friday, and no one says Friday more than Kevin Walsh.
No one in the world.
And we're here to talk about all the stuff going on in Liverpool's world, Liverpool FC's world. And we've had the international break, but it's the real stuff back this weekend, mate.
Thank the Lord. No one's enjoying it. And I don't care what anyone says. This new international format, I can't remember what it's called now. It's still shit, isn't it?
Still shit, but the Reds are back. We're Watford away, obviously, this weekend. We'll be covering that across all our formats on the Anfield wrap. But in the meantime, Friday's Talking Reds, we're trying out this Q&A thing. We did it last week. It went pretty well. I think I did it. I might have had a white wine spritzer, but I was here definitely talking into a microphone. But yeah, we're going to give it a try out over the next few weeks or so. So we put the questions out this morning. As expected, loads of them about Sadio Mane, about his contract, what it means. Just generally, it's great news, isn't it?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Having the three of them tied up now till 2023. It just means we've got a base to build on now. You're looking at it thinking going forward. They've obviously, where we've previously been a stepping stone, now people see us, this is where I want to spend and meet in my career. So the three we've got tied up there, literally the three of them will get into any other team in the world, and you're including your Barcelonas in that. All right, you may not get all three of them in there, but all three of them would be coveted by anyone else, and we've got a lot of them. And plus, we've got some great backup there as well, haven't we, Shaqiri?
Yeah, we did a reaction show last night. We came in late at night to do that, so that's on Tour Player, our subscription audio service. But one of the things we talked about, Kev, was the fact that good players used to come to us for a bit, develop, and then go somewhere else to win the trophies, whereas now, you know, all the players who sign the contract, it's notable, they go, yeah, and now we win. And they feel like that the Liverpool's the place for them. And I'm sure they're getting weighed in, but I mean, not telling me that no one else is prepared to offer them the same dough, you know what I mean? But they feel like, nah, this is the place they're going to win the trophies.
It's not even that long ago we were losing players on when we were told they were signed for Barcelona for less money than we were offering, so I don't think it really necessarily is the money, is it? It's got a lot to do with the fact that players getting, as I say, to the meat of the career. So look at Coutinho when he's gone. He's probably jumped ship a little bit early now, it looks like, doesn't it? And if he'd have stayed, maybe he'd have been part of this, but obviously going to Barcelona, he's done okay out of it. But the three we've got there could go to one of them clubs, but they don't realise they don't have to. You look at the European Cup this year, you've got Real Madrid who've won 4 out of the last 5, but don't look as though, or 3 out of the last 4, I can't remember what it is anyway, but they don't look as though they're the same team as last year. Bayern Munich having a nightmare in their league. Barcelona are playing okay, but we've already beat PSG. So there's only Juventus there with Ronaldo. And if you can get past them, you're thinking, is there anyone else better than us in the European Cup? Possibly not. Do you know what I mean? We're concentrating that much on the league. Yeah. But I think the European Cup, listen, we could go out, so I could look a bit daft on a couple of weeks' time, couldn't I? But
nah, no, you can.
I'll just deny I ever said it and get through out to delete it all for me. But nah, really, we've got a good chance to win the European Cup, haven't we? So I think, listen, the European Cup and League double, well, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good to me. And then that leads us on to the next question, which is from Kenny R24. He says, when was the last time the club was in this good a state? I mean, it's sort of hard, isn't it? Because, you know, before this, obviously, FSG had been learning a lot and sort of developing as owners. There was the Hicks and Gillette before that. The Moores times, there was some good times under David Moores. There was always a feeling that we were underachieving a bit, especially off the pitch, but also a little bit on it in terms of the players we had, whereas now it does feel like everything's right to do the next thing we need to do, which is to win. Yeah,
luckily that's the key to it is as well as being on pitch successful, we've got it off pitch now. Do you know what I mean? We were paid more for our sleeve sponsor at Western Union, aren't we, than Everton are paid for their main sponsor. Listen, I'm not digging Everton out there, of course I am, but
hey, it's nearly the derby, he's got to warm up, he doesn't want to pull something.
I have to go to derby and a fake moustache so Evertonians can't let him. I've got enough history with them, John, don't let them get going. But now the club's run top to bottom really well, isn't it? So at the moment, you're looking around them, sponsorship deals are not what fans get excited about, but they are allowed to offer the players the money they want to stay. So we've done that. I'd say last time we were in this good a state, you're probably looking towards, on the pitch, you're saying probably Gerrard, Torres, Alonso, Mascherano around there, but then the squad wasn't, I'd say the squad's better than that one was, because there's people coming into this team and having an impact on it, rather than going in and just being a substitute thinking I can't wait until the other fella's fit again. Before that, you're probably looking, do you know when the last time I'd say I was happy with the club as a whole was probably Roy Evans with McManaman, Fowler, Redknapp, around that time when he brought McAteer in, Rob Jones, and even then, the defence was garbage on it, but that's how, yeah, at the moment I'm made up with.
Kev's happy, we're happy. Mr. LFC's asked about Firmino. Is Firmino better as a striker or as a number 10 behind Mo Salah with Mane Shaqiri on the wings?
Striker, he's number 9 all day. People, honestly, I've said it on a few shows recently, that the key for us is, besides getting a link in the midfield, is for Firmino to be closest to their goal so he can receive the ball with his back to goal if needs be. Because all of his good work is done with flicks and little turns, isn't it? So get him up front, right on the last man, and have the players buzzing around him. For me, I think that's where he goes. He has got a wonderful little pass, and I can see why people would say a 10, like slightly behind the main man. But I think that takes a little bit away from Salah as well. Salah looks better to me when he comes, he breaks through, like either from very deep, which he's been great at for us, or if he's coming in from the side, whereas Firmino holds the ball up a little bit better and gets other people involved, I'd say.
Yeah, Firmino has been playing a few different positions this season, and I agree with you. I still think he's number 9. I feel like sort of he's been sacrificed a bit to kind of get more out of certain players or certain kind of areas, and I think that's testament to him that he can do that. But I think, you know, if we're going to play we've played a 4-2-3-1 a bit recently, and I think that's been to get security in the team, but to also kind of have the midfield a little bit more solid. But then if you're going to do that, then, you know, Salah seems to be the one who kind of plays up front, and I think there's been, you know, a desire to get Salah a bit more central, but that's kind of affected Firmino a little bit. I don't know. I still think, I agree with you that if you're talking about him solely, that 9 is his best position, and I'd like to see it more often than not. I
think he's not just for him solely. I honestly think for the team as a whole, because when he plays well, we play well. I don't know, there's been some discussion as to whether it when he plays well, we play well, or whether we play well, then it makes him play well. I personally think that if he's playing well, we're playing well, and if he has an off day, I think that's why you see us struggle a little bit. He's the key for me. He's the link that allows Mane and Salah to be the players that they want to be, and plus he scores unbelievable amounts of goals as well. Yeah. Last year I think he got nearly 30 goals, which would have been unheard of unless it was for Salah. So fair play to him.
Okay, I'll just do a few more quite quickly. Amaseka, I think it is. When all midfielders are fit, who's you choosing the starting 11?
All midfielders are fit at the moment. It'd be Wijnaldum, Milner and Keita, with a nod for Shaqiri. But when everyone's fit and flying, it's probably Wijnaldum, Keita and Shaqiri up front. Okay.
You didn't put Henderson in either of those teams, and that leads me on to the next one. Craig Oliver, 2105. That's not a real year. What do you think Hendo should move on next summer?
No, but by no means should. I think you've seen recently how much we've missed him when he's not been there. Especially away to Red Star, we were terrible, weren't we? Couldn't get hold of the ball. And I think, listen, he gets a lot of undue stick for me. I think he's not a world beater, but he's by no means as bad as people say. And he keeps the ball moving. I think you're seeing now how slow our build-up players being and how that can frustrate us. He doesn't do that. He might not always hit his target, but when he turns with the ball, he's looking 20 yards further forward, and he'll often be the one that plays a direct ball forward. People call him a crab, but I totally disagree with him.
Okay, Matthias Harritz, what happens when Chamberlain comes back?
So when Chamberlain gets back in, you're talking Wijnaldum, Keita and Chamberlain. And I think then you're saying to Wijnaldum, listen, you're going to do a lot of run covering the back four, because Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain are going to be like additional strikers for me. So you're going to be looking, teams will be overrun with five red shirts just killing you.
I mean, the hopes that when Chamberlain does come back, he's close to what we saw, you know, in that brilliant sort of 2-3 months where he'd found his feet, he was ready to go, he looked like he was enjoying his football more than he ever maybe has in his career, and yeah, it's just a hope that he can get back to that level, isn't it?
I think he will do it. He's been out long enough, and they haven't set him a time limit to get back and rushed him back, so he can come back when he's fully had his knee reconstructed or whatever it is they're doing to him, and when he does come back, and if he gets even to half of what he was brilliant and breaking them lines, mate. If you've got him and Keita doing the same job, you can't play against that.
And very last one, Tony Colley, will we be still playing at Anfield in 30 years' time?
Yeah, 100%. I think we'll probably go over the Anfield Road and create like a tunnel there, make that a big stand, and I think Breck Road you'll end up getting that diverted and make the Kop probably twice the size that it is now, taking it back that way, and then you've obviously got the new main stand already, and then the Cameron Road is big enough as it is to be redeveloped, but it's probably a little bit boxed in. But I don't see why we spend the money we do now and then move. And how many teams you see move and then just totally they drop down a level, don't they? Yeah. We can't afford to do that. So.
It's the power of Anfield. It feels special. I was lucky enough to go this week. I went down Western Union, you mentioned before, invited me to kind of a breakfast thing, and it was in the director's sort of boardroom kind of area where I've only been sort of briefly, and I've certainly never eaten them before. And like, you know, you're just looking down, and you're just thinking, this place is so special. And you might get that from another stadium, like the new Tottenham one looks great, but maybe they'll never feel at home there. But you just sort of, what makes it is all your memories come flooding back, all the goals you've seen, the spot where you remember Fowler scoring and stuff like that. And if you were to move, it just sort of, I don't know.
You've got to create that all again. It's hard, and impossible.
You can't necessarily, guarantee it.
50 years time, you might have teams like Tottenham saying, yeah, it was a great idea to move, and look at what we've done now, and it's 10 times better than White Hart Lane ever was. But in 50 years, I'll be dead, so I want Liverpool to be successful now. So.
And on that note, we'll leave it. Loads going on across all our formats. Sorry, I struggled there. Everything going on in the Anfield app. So if you like these videos, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel, because there's going to be build up to the game of Watford on here. There's going to be post-match reaction from Motel tomorrow, where the guys are going to watch it. If you like the audio stuff we do, remember you can subscribe. £5 a month. Loads going on today. Loads more shows, including AFQ tonight, which I'm hosting, so can't be drunk as last week. Well, you know,
we'll see.
Who knows? But also, obviously, all the build up to tomorrow's game and the immediate reaction from the ground, from by Watford, from Neil and the team who were going down there and covering it. And also across all our social media as well. We're going to be absolutely smashing it tomorrow as well across all those channels. So just come and share the journey of supporting Liverpool with us. It's a really exciting time to be a Liverpool fan. So get involved with the Anfield app. Well, thanks to Kevin. Up to Reds.